Welcome back, fishing fans. Today, we're reviewing the best 5 jigging rods for BassIn 2025. Whether you're targeting deep water or shoreline bass, these rods are designed for precision, sensitivity, and power. We've got options for every angler, from seasoned pros to those just starting. Let's dive in and find the perfect jigging rod to up your bass fishing game this year. Number 5. Loomis GLX. Based on our testing, this is the best rod for jig fishing out of this whole group, and comes from the lineup of Loomis, who are famous for their high-quality bass rods. When we put it to the test, we found that this pole is ideal for jigging, and performs well across the board, both for open water jigging, as well as for fishing in dense cover. The key feature that won us over with this pole is that it manages to combine sensitivity with raw power, which is a very challenging balance to achieve, and is the absolute mark of quality of any bass pole. Most good jig rods for largemouth tend to be on the heavy side, and that's okay, since you can't use gear that's too light, as there's a good chance that you might hook into a 10-pound fish right next to thick cover. And because of that, you usually have to sacrifice sensitivity in order to be able to haul those big fish out of tricky situation. But when we tested the GLX 894, we found that it somehow manages to add sensitivity into the mix, which means it's also a great choice for deep water jigging if you want to catch fish in open water. Here are some features of Loomis GLX. Number 4. Dobyns Champion Extreme DX 746C. For many bass anglers, this is one of the best jig rods when it comes to jigging in thick cover. Since thick cover is one of the best places to catch big fish in summer, this makes it one of the top bass jig rods on the market. When we tested it, we found that while this pole feels very light in your hand, the backbone has a huge amount of raw power, which is exactly what you need when jigging in dense cover. If you hook a 2-pound largemouth, it feels like an unfair contest, since the pole is so powerful. But that means you'll be ready to deal with heavyweight fish. During our testing, we found that another great feature is the powerful hook set that you can achieve with the fast-action heavy rod, which also makes it ideal for fishing in heavy cover. Here are some features of Dobyns Champion Extreme DX 746C. Number 3. Garcia Vendetta. This is the best budget option that we tested. While our testing revealed that it's not the same quality as the other poles reviewed here, it has all the main features that a bass jig rod needs to have, and it'll catch you plenty of fish if you use it right. When we put it to the test, we found that the extreme exposure reel seat is great when you need to set the hook very hard, since there have been cases of people breaking off their reel holder during an especially powerful hook set. This is one of the features that makes it ideal for bass jigging, since it provides enough power and backbone to muscle strong fish out of tight spot. If you just want to try out jigging for the first time, and not sure if you'll stick with it, then this pole is a great entry-level option. Here are some features of Garcia Vendetta. Number 2. Dobyns Sierra 765 Flip. When we tested the Sierra 765 Flip, we found that it is the best jigging rod for fishing with a flipping technique. When you're fishing jigs close to dense cover, you'll often find yourself in very close proximity to the fish. In cases like that, you need to use techniques that will allow you to cast lures close to cover without creating a lot of commotion, which is exactly what flipping achieves. Flipping allows you to cast a lure extremely gently and quietly at a distance of 10 to 15 feet. For this technique, it's important to have the right gear, most important of which is a long pole. When we put the Dobyns DX 795 Flip to the test, we found that it has all the characteristics that make it perfect for flipping. It's almost 8 foot long, and has the necessary power to wrench a big fish out of the cover quickly. Here are some features of Dobyns Sierra 765 Flip. Number 1. St. Croix Mojo Bass. This is an excellent jigging rod that has the necessary power and fast action required for largemouth lunkers. It's the shortest pole on our list, and when we put it to the test, we found that it is ideal for open water fishing. As you know, bass can be found at almost any depth of water, ranging from 1 foot deep water to more than 100 feet deep water. When they are in deep water, one of the best ways to catch them is with vertical jigging from a boat. During our testing, we found that the St. Croix Mojo Bass is ideal for this purpose, since you don't want to use a super long pole for vertical fishing, and it has a very sensitive tip, which helps with finesse presentation techniques. At the same time, it has the power and backbone to double for fishing in thick cover, should you choose to do so. Here are some features of St. Croix Mojo Bass. That's a wrap on the best jigging rods for bass in 2025. With the right rod, you'll be reeling in bass like a pro. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell for more gear reviews and fishing tips. Get out there and make every cast count.